you know, I didn't want to be the content guy that's gonna be here and talk about how mastered I am or how I have it all together, living real life. But I felt like kind of at first, before even talking about this or even talking in this vein, I felt the initial embarrassment or shame. Like, man, here I am out here showing these people that I'm meditating. I'm out on the beach. And then here I'm on here going on a frustration rant. But it wouldn't be no more or less to do it because one, it's good to get it out because normally I would just sit and have it bottled up inside of me. And if you don't know, that ends up making it worse. I've experienced it. Either you just explode or it just drags on and makes things just much worse from you versus I'll just, have to just speak what's on my heart or on my mind. Um it's been a battle for me, I would say this year. And while I could pick this thing to point the finger at, pick this thing to point the finger at, the big thing is focus and a willingness to adapt. Now I have adapted much, but I've just realized, currently, because I was, getting stressed and like, man, how am I going to get this done? How am I going to do this? And then I arrived at the theory that I'm just going to do the best I can. I can't sit and worry about stuff, which we know that's not good. I know that that's not good. And I've got to, move and had that realization a good while ago. So the battle has been for focus and attention. And where I place my focus at times has not where the focus needed to be placed. We've all done this. But I would say the big thing that I've been having an issue with is the consistency of focus and following through with things I say all the way and things that I intend to do. You know how we get motivated to do stuff? We own it, we hop on it, we ready, we knocking it out. And then we have a few days where we kind of slip by the wayside, and then those few days turn into a week. And then this pops up and this pops up. And me allowing my peace and focus to be disrupted this year has kept me, and it's even at certain cases kept me at bay with a lot of the things that I said in my mind that I set out to do. It's been a battle for focus. It has been a very, very distracting year. Now, distractions, things that are external that I can point my finger at. Where's the solution in this? Because I can cry, I can moan, I can complain. I can see it now as I'm speaking. This is not a script. I am actually irritated and frustrated as I record this on my mic, driving on my way to work. Already had a day before work, and the finger essentially I'm seeing now, and it's good again to talk out things like this, not even if you're putting them out on content, but just to kind of talk to yourself. Seems crazy, but I think my pastor back at my home church said years and years ago. I remember him saying that there was a doctor that he trained under, minister, to say you're crazy if you don't talk to yourself. Talking those things out, and I'm seeing that the key factor, the solution comes in is how do I respond to distraction, and it's not just as easy as they say. Oh, stay focused, don't be distracted, because these damn distractions come in all shapes and sizes and forms, and at times, and most of the time, they come in times where you're really trying to get something done and you can't. And I have to reassess now, how am I responding to distractions at this time? How am I responding to these things? Because yes, they're distraction, they're a hassle, they're in the way. Is all kind of extra shit I've had to do this year that I've never had to do in my life. And that pulls me into where the willingness to be even more adaptable. Now I've been adaptable. I've had to, since I've lived out here in LA. LA is expensive. I've been out here 4 years, and I haven't survived those 4 years on getting good breaks. I've survived those 4 years on sometimes having to adapt in ways that were new to me or haven't, and those adaptabilities could be as much as how you shop, what you eat, the way you choose to eat, you know, and and the way you choose to live, and what becomes fun for you versus what's fun for someone else that may have other resources. So I was looking because I was fighting myself, because I was like, I know now I've adapted. I've had out here in 4.5 years, I've had to adapt in ways that I never would have had to adapt uh, as when I was back home in the South. But it really has come to me that a lot of the stress and the strain I'm facing is, yes, I'm here in Hollywood, I'm in LA, but I've got to go back to some of my core things in the South that kept me afloat, kept me surviving. Because this is the game, is that everybody pops into a business or social media or whatever the hell they're doing, and everybody has the full presentation of, oh, I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. And the true story is that as you're building a business, a brand, or as I'm creating content, man, life, bills, and everything still goes on, and you gotta you have to keep whatever you're doing up and rolling, in addition to keeping life up and rolling. And that shit requires some sacrifice. And it's like, it's so great. The real blessing for me from my channel is the lessons, not that I'm showing or that I've taught or the knowledge that I know over somebody else. It's the therapy and the shit that I've worked out for myself. And it seems very fearful for me that, oh man, I'm in LA. I ain't finna be doing it like this. So I had to do that back home, but I ain't got to do that out here. May have to do things not permanently, but temporarily. Things that I know to get by and survive, and to thrive, and to get a little leg ahead. Those old Southern core principles are going to now become a very integral part of my life and my lifestyle. And I don't want to say it's all by force, but I'm gonna give it more the power of by choice, because I'm choosing, as this year culminates, we're here in December, and I'm choosing, as this year culminates, to no longer allow myself to be pulled away and distracted, and to not allow myself to fall into these stress pockets when I know damn well that I can get up and go make me a pot of beans and some rice. I had to do that. And it's not, I'm not taking no shame or glory in anything, but I had to survive. I come out the country. I come out of, my grandparents raising me was on a fixed income. So none of that stuff is new to me. Now, the only thing is that, I'm in Hollywood in LA. You're surrounded by opulence and wealth. And this is the same uh, thing that I dealt with at first, is that seeing myself being surrounded by wealth, and then by nature of my work, I work around wealth, and realizing that you may be at that time so damn far away from that lifestyle. I was telling a friend, my friend Laura yesterday, like how I was working five star VIP security, working for multimillionaires, dudes that was throwing 5, 10, 20, $30,000 in there. And I had to go and get on a bus and go get me a 7-Eleven hot dog after watching that person. Ain't no hate behind it, but it becomes hard. In the country, it was just like, well, hell, we all poor. Neither one of us got shit in the first place. So, hell, it ain't no different. He over there eating beans and rice. I'm over there eating beans and rice. But when you gotta eat beans and rice and you smell steak and lobster and shrimp all around you, it kind of it does bother you, and especially too, we have all these internal benchmarks for ourselves that we didn't set up, that maybe society set up, that you're this age, you're supposed to have this, you're supposed to have that, and they set that up, but most of the people haven't hit the benchmarks. Most people aren't happily married and happily ever after and have a home and have money saved and all that. Most people ain't hit the benchmarks. And then, being told that, bro, just having to face the reality, like, hey, man, you may have to adapt a little more. You may have to be a little bit more economical. And like I said, I did it when I first came to LA, and I was like, well, feeling like, well, I did what I had to do. I should be up here living in this and this. And I don't know, like I said, my first theory with all these people, when I first came to LA, and still tell it, everybody in LA is living a good life. Hell, I'm on my way to do some shit I don't want to do, tired, and had to go back and forth all morning before going into work, and I'm watching two folks on the corner high-fiving each other and going for a Saturday morning jog. And it gets to you, but I'm realizing I've got to adapt so that I can elevate, and also realizing too is that the adaptability, I shouldn't hold myself down on it before, because I've had to do it before. And it's nothing wrong with doing it, because I've always said LA never did and never will chew me up and spit me out like they tell people, or like I was told out here. I was told I was going to come here and LA was going to chew me up and spit me out. Well, it won't be happening. If I got to, like I said, I don't have no problem getting no pot of beans and no pig ears if I have to. You know, it is what it is. But, I know going forward, the focus, I got to get strong on my core focus, and my core focus